Hello and welcome to SOR Season 8. We are live at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone and we joined the qualifying session with 17 minutes to go. We're on board with Pixel, who is just heading out on his outlap. Those tires are obviously quite cold as he gets it all kinds of wrong in Sector 1. We apologise, we weren't able to bring you race coverage last week, which I believe was at Austria. Myself and Mo were not able to make that. Mo is not able to make it today either. So I'm flying solo today, so please bear with me as I'm suffering from a very bad case of man flu. And I may cough and splutter through this broadcast. Wendy 301, we're on board with him now. He actually won not only the last race, but the last 3 races. So he and Rufo are tied in first position, Don Alexi in third. Rufo and Wendy both have 79 points in the driver championship, and Don Alexi has 64, with Doughmaster closely behind his 6 with 60, and Martin G in 5th position with 55 points. So there's a lot to play for. No one's making a clear breakaway at the top. Rufo and Wendy do seem to have the edge for now. Wendy, of course, did not actually start. He missed the first race in Australia, so we'll see how he gets on as we ride on board with him on his hot lap. He's just started his hot lap and he's locked up a little bit there, but carrying a lot of speed through. This is a very tricky section. You just want to feed the car in, and it's all about throttle control on the exit here. We got a DRS zone opens up here, short DRS zone, and then braking at the 60-meter point, just feeding the car in down to 4th gear and down to 3rd as you swing out wide, and then bring the car back in as you start this long, fast right-hander heading into Cops Corner. And this should be taken flat out. A little bit of a lift there from Wendy. Almost went off track there. Managed to save it, looked like. And through Maggots and Baggots. Fast flowing section here. It looked like Wendy didn't have all the confidence in the bag there. He seemed to lift a little bit, but maybe this is just a little bit of a banker lap as he's out on these soft tires. Pixel going first over 128.1, which is quite a fast lap, but while 125 betters it over 127.5. But let's see what Wendy has got as he crosses the line. He goes first with a 126.7. So even despite those little issues he had during the lap, he was able to go fastest on the soft tire, which, yeah, the soft tire is actually the softest tire that will be used today. We've got the hard and the medium as well. Excuse me. And most likely guys are probably going to go for a one-stop strategy. You see a yellow flag in sector 2 here, but nothing doing on track. We've got a XOG now. It's an unfamiliar name to me. I'm not sure, but he is set at 127.2. And who else have we got on a hot lap at the moment? Let's see now. Lancer looks like he's out on a lap at the moment. Actually, excuse me, Lancer is still in the pits. We've got Doughmaster starting his hot lap in the Renault. Always coming up against John McLean, but John McLean just managed to get out of the way just in time. It shouldn't impede Doughmaster too much. Can sometimes throw you off anyway, but opens the DRS and builds up as much speed as possible. This is the 60-meter board is the braking point again, just feeding it in, nice and tidy. Smooth control on the throttle. He just... Oh, he goes a little bit wide. Looks like he didn't lose too much time there. And Martin G, as we see there, goes 126.669. He is top of the leaderboards, beats Windy by a 0.1. Doughmaster gets a little bit wrong in the exit there. Could have carried a little bit more speed, but still fast nonetheless. Another slow car ahead, stays out of his way. Fast right-hander, so easy to go off to the left there, but Doughmaster decides better than to complete the lap, instead going into the pits to get a fresh set of tires and have another go. We have Rufo on track as well. Rufo is the current World Championship leader for SOR this season. And by the way, if I go quiet for any length of time, it's probably because I've muted myself so I can go into a coughing fit. Rufo using up all the track on the exit there, holding up the speed. Let's see if he lifts going for cups. A little bit of a confidence slip there. Will lose a little bit of time. Oh, very fast for Magus and Beckett. DRS open, pulls over to the left hand side for this fast right hander. Braking just before the 50-meter board. Using up as much track as possible. Now this section is quite technical. Ideally clip the curbs on either side. And just feed it into this fast right-hander onto the start finish, and Rufo goes third with a 126, so it looks like 126 is the order of the day for the fast boys. And guys in chat, if you can give me a bit of feedback, if the audio is okay, if I need to turn myself up or down, or the game volume's too loud, let me know and I will amend that. Martin G, who's top of the leaderboard, we've seen before from him. He kind of struggles. Very fast, very fast, capable of winning races, but his downfall has been the corner cutting penalties, which has seen him lose races. So if he can get that under control today, he will be looking good for the win, and he will be glad to break the I forget what the saying is. Is it break the... I can't remember. Oh, Riffle goes a little bit wide there. Riffle's still on a fast lap here, so he's putting in 2 laps on these self tires. Let's see if he can go any better. Can't see any time on his delta as he goes across the finish line. He does go better. He's a 126.4. So interesting that he set that on his second lap, his second hot lap on those softs. And maybe, just maybe, those softs really switch on that second lap. I wonder if we'll see any other drivers attempt that. We're staying with the top guys here. Wendy is on a fast lap. A couple of yellows in sector 1, sector 2 shouldn't affect Wendy too much. Oh, Wendy almost gets it a little bit wide there. Got the left front wheel in the dirt, but nothing doing. And he's backing off here. You can see he's backed off there. Obviously he was not going to better his time, but let's have a look down the field then. Don Alexi, let's see how he does. He is currently completing his hot lap. He is on medium tires and locking up quite badly there. We'll lose him sometime. Across the finish line, and he doesn't actually better his time. He's a 127.7. So he's the top driver currently on medium tires, and if he finishes 9th, he will have to start on those medium tires. We have 4 drivers though that have yet to set times, so it's right on board with Marcin S as he has just begun his hot lap. He is just deep into sector 1. Nice throttle control. Martin G actually has retired as Ruffel. Yeah, Ruffel is in the pits. So Martin G is second currently with 126.6. And let's have a look and let's actually listen to see if Marcin is going to lift the cops. Yes. Bit of a confidence lift there, but shouldn't lose too much time. Carrying a lot of speed in the Magus Beggets. It's all about the exit here, and he looks like he lost a little bit of time there. And keeping it in 7th gear. Pushing hard on that 7th gear. The car really is getting the workout today as he goes a little bit wide there, but shouldn't really affect him too much. And swings it nicely into the final corners here. And this looks like a good lap from Marcin. Yeah, indeed, he was second with a 126.4. So, what is it? 5/100ths of a second off Ruffel. I have a feeling that Marcin S is a fan of this track, and I think we are looking good for a very entertaining race. We've got 6 guys already in the 126s, and new driver, the Ruhu I will just call him the Root. He's currently in 6th position. He's out on track at the minute on the Williams. He's coming up against, looks like a slower car ahead, maybe a car on a hot lap, maybe. Hopefully it won't cost him too much, but it looks like he's maybe back out of this lap. Doesn't look to be pushing too hard there for this corner, yep. And as suspected, he has pulled into the pit. So Don Alexi he's opting for a different strategy today. Currently in 10th on medium, so a 127.4. And John McLean yet to settle up. He's going across the start finish line now, and what does he said? Oh, he's onto his hot lap now, so we'll join him at an ideal point. Oh, as he gets all kinds of wrong through the first corner. So easy to do. It's you can take that corner flat out, but if the steering isn't on point, you will lose the back of the car. And I've just been informed the route is Doggy, the ever-changing name of Doggerbot. So good to see him on the grid today. We're seeing John McLean kind of looks like he's struggling on these mediums, so I wonder if he's going to nip into the pits and put on a set of softs. He's yet to set a time as yet, so he would have nothing to lose, but he's 3 minutes left, so will be cutting it kind of fine. May just opt to stay out on these mediums. A big lift there for Cops. Yeah, I'm very tentative for Magus and Beckett. It's going to cost a lot of time, so I can't see John McLean going top 5 with this time, but hopefully it will put him up there in the top 10 perhaps. A bit tighter this time, sector 3. He's heading into the final corner across the start finish line, and John McLean sets a invalid lap time, it looks like, so he's got another opportunity to set another lap on these mediums. You see these mediums are not quite as stuck to the track as the softs. They seem quite slippery out there. As well, 125 nicely moves out of the way of John McClane. So John McClane is the only driver yet to set a lap, and I can't see any changes to the top there, apart from Doughmaster, who has actually set a 126.7 on the soft laps and put Windy down to 6th. So currently 7 cars in the 126 range, which is very, very fast time for this track. John McClane just backing out a little bit there, not able to carry too much speed through there. That is going to cost him. And possibly at this point he just wants to set himself a lap time. Any lap time will do. And he will have another opportunity after this lap. So let's see what he can, what time he can put on the board. He gets it all kinds of wrong there in the last two, last chicane. And again he crosses the line. He doesn't set a time, so he's obviously struggling here in validating his lap. Didn't pick that up myself, and I missed where he actually went off track, but this will be the last opportunity for John Diehard McClane. Tidy so far. DRS is open, and we've got SOR Ruffel on track. He's currently fastest, but it looks like he's on a pretty fast lap here as well. So let's see if he can better what he has already got on the board. 126. He does go faster. He's a 126.313. Marcin S also on a fast lap. Let's see what he's got. Can he go even faster than a 126.3? Some serious fast times going on the board at the moment. XOG is up to 3rd. Doughmaster, Martin G have quit, and Windy. There's a route has retired in quite a dramatic fashion. Excuse me. Oh, and John McClane has retired, so he hasn't been able to put a lap on the time. That doesn't look too good for him for the Grand Prix, but he will get a free pick. Oh, Windy just going wide there on that corner, so I wonder, is that an invalidated lap time that will lose him some time? Marcin S not able to. Oh, Windy, despite that mistake, a 126.138, almost in the 125s. What a lap from Windy to put himself at the top of the board. Ruffel, we saw there, he was able to better his time, but it wasn't enough to cover off Windy, who just was on an absolute charge. So there we have it, guys. Windy, 126.138. That is an incredibly fast lap. That is incredibly fast. Ruffel, the second with a 126.313, and then Marcin in 3rd. XOG in 4th in the Red Bull. Don Alexi managed to get up to 5th then, so we missed that. That's interesting. Don Alexi put on the soft end and managed to put in a lap that counted, put him up to 5th, which is great. So we got all the fast guys managed to get themselves up to the top of the grid, which means this is going to be, or at least is looking to be, an epic race. And I have to say, Silverstone is one of my favorite tracks on the F1 calendar, so I'm really looking forward to calling this race. So let's see what the guys have in store. I'm just going to have a coughing fit. So yes, The helicopters are in the air, the crowds are clapping randomly on the balcony. Let's get this formation lap underway. So we got a Force India front row, followed by the Mercedes of Marson. XOG splits the Mercedes in fourth, Don Alexi in the second, Mercedes in fifth then. Let's have a look down the order. We've got Wa125 is favorite of the commentary team here. Often see him get himself into trouble initially in the race, only to make a strong comeback. So I wonder if that's on the cards today. Also, we've got the Root, aka Dogger or Doggo or Doggy or Doggerbot, and Keeper Magnussen in 10th position, so the keyboard warrior returns. TZ Bro then 11th, Pixel 12th in the Ferrari. A Lancer who we saw like pull some really good moves in France. We're taking 2 cars in 1 corner, only to lose out and DNF a lap later on the same corner, so he'll be looking to put amends to that memory. Yoko, Pixel Master 15th, John McLean, and then Marcel. That's interesting. Marcel then in 17th, so I wonder if that's the case. Marcel wasn't able to set a lap time, because we know John McLean didn't set a lap time. Maybe Marcel was a late entry into this race, so we know he is a fast guy as well. And he's starting from the very last position in the Ferrari, so we will try and keep an eye on this. Now, I will do my very best to keep up with all the action, but it's sometimes a tall ask, as Marcel is the last driver to make up the grid. And Windy 301 is our driver to watch today, and he is on pole. And he gets off to a little bit of a slower start. Rufo looks like he got the better start. He's got the inside line, so let's see what happens down into turn 1. Oh, it looks like everybody got away cleanly, but Windy holds on to that first position. We've got a little bit... and... Yes, Rufo got that a little bit wrong. Marson S tries to capitalize on it, and they're side by side here, but Rufo has the inside line. Will Marson... Marson gets squeezed out a little bit, tries to keep the inside line, but has to back out. And look how far Windy has already got a gap of 1 second on Rufo. So a bit of an untidy start, but we've got Force India 1-2, Mercedes 3-4, and down the field XOG is in 5th in the Red Bull. There's quite a bunch of, let's call this a gaggle of cars heading into Magus and Beckett's. As Martin G goes off the track, still managed to hold on a position, but Doughmaster is going up the inside, has the inside line. And Martin G almost took off his front wing entirely there. That was a bit of a nasty move from Martin G. Aggressive. Maybe didn't see him. And there's contact on Doughmaster. I believe that might have been Keeper Magnussen. A little bit of contact on the rear of Doughmaster as Doughmaster struggles on the exit. Is Keeper Magnussen going to take that position? No. Doughmaster is managing to stay ahead. And there's action all over the track as Keeper Magnussen is now under pressure from Pixel. And we've got some movement at the back of the field. John McLean is down to 16th. So there's battles throughout the track at the moment. The Root is in last, so something has happened to the Root. He is struggling, but Marcel has made up, looks like 5 positions already, as he is got a gaggle of cars ahead of him, heading into Cobb's corner. You see some of the cars going wide there. May pick up a warning. So we're going to see time penalties. We'll have a say in who wins this race. As Yoko, oh, not able to carry quite enough speed. He got his line wrong there, and that cost him hugely as Marcel flies past him on the start-finish straight. Oh, and there's a bit of a change. Let me just try and set up my telemetry here, guys. Yep, so we are, oh, there has been an incident. Let's see if we can just find out what happened. John McLean, Keyword Magnuson got a 5-second go penalty. Now what has happened there, looks like there may have been contact and quite a number of cars losing out there. Yes, Keyword Magnuson 100% has damage to his car. You can just see he has his tires look like they're shredded. No grip at all for Magnuson, and that is unfortunate. He's dropping way back in the field. And let's try and find out what's happening up here. Rufo is on the back of his teammate Windy. He's 0.3 off, and this is lap 3, so we have DRS opening. You can see the sign there, and it's open now for Rufo, who's 0.5. We'll watch the time interval come down, 0.4. But behind him we've got Marson, who's also got DRS and is staying close to the Force Indias, so he fancies his chances. And Don Alexis actually put a pass on XOG and moved into 4th position. So quite a number of positional changes here. Wow, 125 in 8th position, so he's not looking too bad. Marcel has got himself up to 9th. He's done the best out of anyone, although he just picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is unfortunate for him. We're riding on board currently with Don Alexi. See, he's 1.8 behind his teammate Marson. We've got these 3 guys out front having their own race. Now Rufo is closing in on Windy. I wonder if team orders are going to come into effect. Yoko picks up a 3-second time penalty, so these time penalties coming in thick and fast, and we're only on lap 4. Rufo goes a little bit wide. They might have picked up a warning for that. As they are onto the back finish straight, and they've got the DRS open for Rufo and Marson. And only 1 second covering 1st to 3rd. Things settling down a little bit, it seems like. But Marson S is putting the pressure on the Force Indias. He is closing up nicely. Windy looks like he's actually holding up Rufo a little bit here, so. And Rufo's got DRS when he wants to defend the inside line, but Marson S will be pondering his next move. Should he just stay tight to these 2 Force Indias, or should he ramp up the pressure? And dirty air is a thing in this game, so it may impede him a little bit. But he's hanging in there. He's 0.5 off Rufo at this time. All it takes is a mistake from either Rufo or... Oh, as he followed the line of Rufo. Rufo got a little bit wrong, and Marson went deep into the dirt there. Was lucky not to lose a bit more time there. Pixelmaster with a 3-second time penalty. I would like to look down the order a little bit, but I don't want to miss any action up front here as the top three drivers remain within 1 second of each other. Well, Ruffle looks like he's putting a little bit of a gap in now, but as I say, it only takes one tiny error, and Morrison could well see himself benefiting massively in this situation. You got Doughmaster on the back of Martin G, 0.4 as he opens. I didn't hear oh yeah, DRS is open. Usually you get a beep there, but I didn't hear it, but he has got it. It's closed up a little bit. We have a short DRS zone. It's hard to overtake with that DRS unless you're right up behind the driver in front. And look at the gaps between the top three guys. Still 0.4, 0.3. This DRS zone, of course, Marson and Ruffle both getting DRS, so each time Wendy losing out on DRS, so it's amazing to see that he's just basically pulling Ruffle and Marson along at this time. And you can see they're building up a little bit of a gap to fourth position, Don Alexi. Doughmaster takes Martin G for that position, for sixth position. And a Lancer, another guy closing in on Yoko. We're on lap 7, so I think a Lancer is on the medium tire, so he will be able to go a lot longer in this stint. So he'll want to get past Yoko as soon as possible. But of course, Yoko on those softer tires, a bit more grip, but they will maybe start falling off in a short time. And the gaps up front remain under a second between the top three. This is a case of who will blink first. So with the exit in this corner, you see a little bit of Durkin kick up and then go into the air, but nothing too serious. Martin G, another 3-second time penalty. It's done in 9 for this time. Oh, and we see a mistake from Martinez as he goes off track there, so we'll pick up a warning, but we didn't see a time penalty just yet. These guys are closer than ever. And Ruffle looks like he's right up on Wendy. He's had a little bit of a loop there. Flat out for this fast right-hander. Will he put a dive down the inside? No, he thinks better off it. Oh, and the Rook gets a 5-second time penalty. He is in the pit at this time, and that's interesting. Just 6 laps on the sauce, so he also had an issue back there. It's staying on board with Ruffle. He's got DRS. He is close enough. Is he going to go around the outside? Wendy goes a bit wide there. Ruffle just had to correct the steering a little bit. Will cost him a little bit of time, but it's all about the exit in this corner. And Marson S is loving this. Seeing Ruffle and Wendy fight each other, it's helping him massively. And Wendy is just trying to lose Ruffle from the slipstream. He can't break that. Yeah, he can't break that slipstream or DRS range. It's massively frustrating for him. Oh, Marson S got a little bit wide there, but nothing too bad. He's still got the DRS open, as has Ruffle. And a Lancer is on the back of Yoko. Got the DRS. And yes, goes for the inside. He almost passes him before the corner. The power of DRS is extremely strong there on that long back finish straight. We've got XOG is in the pits, so He was on the medium and is now on the soft. So okay, it's saying he's on the medium, but it's showing he's on the soft. So a bit of a strange one there, but I'm not sure why he pitted. Maybe he had some damage. The pit lane in Silverstone just seems incredibly slow when you're in a race. That can be demonstrated by the fact that XOG drops down to 13th position. It's still saying he's on the medium tire, but showing soft. So he comes out behind. Oh, and Marson S sets the fastest lap of this session. And Yoko, yeah, 3-second time penalty for Yoko as he goes wide. Extending track limits there. And carrying a little bit too much speed in there, it looked like. Yeah. Compromises exit. We'll have DRS, but he's too far back from. And we've got Marson S and Rufo in the pits. So that's lap 8 on the soft. So I wonder if they're going to switch to mediums and take them to the end of the race. Marson S goes for mediums, yes. Rufo also on the medium, so they are aiming for the undercut. So this is going to be very interesting. Up top we got Wendy. He's going to want to push hard on this lap. No doubt he will want to come in at the end of this lap, but Rufo and Marson, we will see the power of the undercut here. Oh, is Wendy almost losing the back end there? It's coming out a bit too overzealous on the throttle. A little bit of a left going through Klopp's corner. His tires have seen better days on lap 9. Oh, getting a bit wide there. It shouldn't cost him too much time. And this is going to be super interesting to see where he comes out. Rufo and Marson are currently 7th and 8th position, and Wendy, as we suspected, does come into the pits. Oh! Wow, that was an interesting pit entry. Don Alexi as well coming into the pits. So we may well have a new race leader here, Marcel. Who would have thought that? I believe Marcel was last at one point. Although Yoko, another 5 seconds. Yeah, another penalty. So 5 seconds stop go penalty for Yoko for speeding in the pit. And where does Wendy come out? It's currently being passed by Marcel and Lancer and Pixel. Where does he come out in respect of Rufo? Let's have a look back. Yes. So Wendy able to cover that off, and Wendy gets it really wide there. So it's going to take Wendy a little bit of time. He's a bit of a disadvantage here as Rufo's tires are warmed up a little bit already. They're already one lap in, whereas Wendy with fresh tires there. But he actually, the undercut did not work too well there, as Rufo is dropped back a little bit on him. He was around about 0.5 behind Wendy, but dropped back to 1 second. But you can already see here, just for those last few corners, he's cut that in half. He continues to drop the interval time to 0.5 currently. Marson S as well, 1.6 behind. So the DRS Ranger, gets a little bit squirrely on the exit of Magus and Beckett's. The exit there is so crucial for your overall speed for the back finish straight. We got Pixel Massive dropping down the order a little bit there, but that's when I see how these guys are doing. We've got Wendy is cruising in massively on a Lancer. It's on those 11 lap old tires. See, Pixel is in the pits. So it's going to take a while for these standings to figure themselves out. We've got a TZ Bro and Keeper Magnuson both on hard, so they've obviously pitted early and want to try and take the hard compound onto the end of the race, but that is going to compromise their overall race pace. Pixel comes out in 13th. So Marcel currently leading this race, but has yet to pit, and Alonso the same. So they're doing the old switcheroo. They start on a medium and will most likely switch to soft, whereas Wendy, Rufo, Marson and Don Alexi, they went the opposite, soft to medium. So theoretically, the Lancer and Marshall should have a faster pace in the final stint of this race, and we're at lap 12, so we're almost halfway. Riffle's still right up, so Riffle and Wendy are very evenly paced, as Wendy sets the fastest lap of the section with 129.6. Riffle is all over the back of Wendy though. Are we going to see him try to make a move when he gets a little bit squirrely there? DRS opens for Riffle. Wendy goes defensive. He's wants that inside line. Managed to cover it off quite nicely. Goes a little bit wide there, but brings it back in nicely. Riffle 0.284 behind his teammate here. Both these guys are closing in fast on Lancer Marcel up the road. It's all about the exit on this final corner here. Minus Vegas. Riffle opens up DRS. Is it close enough? 0.3, 0.2. This might be it. He might go for the move. He thought about it, but thought better off it. Wendy left him enough room there, but yes, probably a wise decision just to back out of that, especially given it's your teammate. A lot of points on the table for both guys here. They do not want to throw that away. Marson currently 1.7 behind Riffle now. Pixel 3-second time penalty. You just see the Force Indias in the background there from a Lancer closing in big time. So these soft little lasted around about 10-11 laps, so we could see a Lancer maybe pitting in the next lap or two. Mars and Esso will be hoping, and possibly a Lancer will hold up Wendy and Riffle so he can catch up again. He is dropping back just ever so slightly and down to 1.8 behind at the moment. No, 0.2 behind. Look how close this is. He goes for the outside, and if he can stay, oh, he kind of runs Wendy a little bit wide here. Wendy leaves him up for room. A lot of respect given here, but Wendy is just doing enough and no more to keep that position. The pressure is on. Can he keep his cool? As he goes a little bit wide there, swings the car out wide, but he somehow is able to manage to keep it. And Riffle is closer than ever here. 0.2 DRS open. Again goes for the outside. When he likes that inside line, covers it off nicely. Riffle, if Riffle can just get a better exit on this corner. And this is playing into the hands of Marson S, as he is now close the gap to the Ruffle and Wendy down to 1.3. As we say, we missed that, but Martin G, it looks like, or sorry, Marcel CSGO has pitted and is now currently in position 10th, but he is on these soft tires, so we'll try and keep an eye on him and see if he can work his way back up through the order on those softer tires. And quite a battle going on here. There's no position changes, but the pressure is on Wendy. It's a case of who is going to blink first. As a Lancer picks up a 3-second time penalty. The pressure of these two Force India in his mirrors obviously getting to him a little bit. You see him locking up a little bit, going wide there as well. Is he going to offer much of a fight to these two guys? Marcin S is going to be hoping that he does hold him up a little bit. He's definitely not giving up the position anyway, and Wendy makes short work of a Lancer. He made that look easy, and Ruffle will be hoping for someone the same, as a Lancer actually looks like he moved out of the way there, so that'll be great for Force India guys. They don't have to worry about a Lancer getting a bit wide there again. He'll just pick up another warning for that. So Marcin again dropping a little bit back on the first two guys, but currently looking good for a podium finish. We got Wow 125 is up to 7th. And I think the closest battle on track at the minute is these top 3 guys, as a Lancer pulls into the pits to put on soft tire compound. I believe he will come out around about position 9 or 8. Possibly 10th even. As I say, the pits in Silverstone are incredibly long and cumbersome. Feels like an eternity when you're in a race and you're willing the car to go faster. I believe the pit lane speed is around about 30 miles per hour, so which in an F1 car feels like tortoise type of speed. We have a position change there. Yoko takes the route. It really looked like he had a bit of an incident there. I wonder if it was pushed off, or if he just got out a little bit wide there. So Yoko is up to 11th. A shout out to all 3 people watching this stream at this time. I believe I am one of those 3 people, so hello, Ocean Chief. In this battle up on top, let's just stick with it. I mean, it's the closest battle we have on track. We'll have a look throughout the field, just keep an eye on other battles that may be close. Like Martin G is closing up massively on Doughmaster. He goes down the inside, and that looks like his corner. It looked like there might have been a little bit of a contact there, but Doughmaster actually holds on to that position. So yeah, at the inside line, that was great to see from Doughmaster. So he's not willing to give up that position just too easily. And Pixel is dropping down the order at this time. And Ferrari, Martin G, 3-second time penalty, and Ruffle is not 50. Oh, they are wheel to wheel. Going into slow right-hander. It looks like Ruffle has actually got the position. Yes, he's made up the position, so he's finally made that pass on Wendy. Wendy is still side by side. They go for cops. Oh, it looks like Ruffle had to back out a little bit. Wendy able to... Oh, side by side going through Magus and Beckett. And it looks like Ruffle just had to back out a little bit of that exchange there. And Wendy keeps the position, but Wendy has actually got the DRS, so that's going to help him massively keep the lead going into this fast right-hander. While 125 got a penalty there. You see Marson S dropping back a little bit. He's 2.8 behind these two, but if these guys continue to battle as hard as they have been, Marson S may well make up that time quickly. As you see him 2.6 behind. Rufel is all over the gearbox of Windy, though. How Windy can maintain his cool and composure is beyond me. Just Rufel not giving Windy a moment to breathe, and to think that these guys are teammates. Seen a lot of respectful driving wheel to wheel from them so far. Let's hope it stays that way. As we see a Lancer pick up a free second time penalty. Let's right on board with Rufel as he goes through cops. A little bit of a lip there, confidence lip. 0.3 behind. Incredible to think that Rufel and Windy are managing to drop Marson a little bit each lap. And we've got Don Alexi. There's been a bit of an issue there. He's dropped back a few positions. Master is up to 6th. Looks like Don Alexi's having a definitely something happening there as Martin G squeezes up the inside of him as well. And what is going on with Don Alexi? I wonder if this is technical issues. I got DRS flashing on. There's some kind of technical issue going on here. This could be screen freezes, lag. This could be DRS stuck open. But he is dropping down the order massively. Martin G, Master, all able to. I'm looking at Wild 125 up to 5th. Yes, and we're seeing there's definitely an issue with Don Alexi as he is ghosted right now. I think there might be some connection issues for Don Alexi. That does indeed suck for the second Mercedes car. Looking like a good finish was on the cards for him today, but no, it doesn't look likely. Yeah, car's boosted, so that's unfortunate for him. We're back on board with Windy as we see a back marker up ahead. Looks like maybe that John McLean struggling still. And they've dropped Marson massively. Marson's down 4 seconds now to these guys, so this battle for first and second position looks like it's going to go down to the wire. We'll keep an eye on the gap between Marson S and XOG. This XOG, it says he's 1 lap down. Okay, interesting. Not sure about that now. Master looks very close up behind Martin G here. He's 0.2, and Martin G actually is very close behind Wall 125. These are some bad camera angles, not really able to. Yes, thank you, Masters, for this camera angle. That's great. Can't see squat. But Master on the back of Martin G. Marson S dropping back to 5.2 now, so he's struggling on these medium tires. It should be still in range of good performance on 11 laps, but Yoko up to 10th. Yoko in the points as Don Alexi's struggles continue. He's down to 11th. Master dropping a little bit back on Martin G at the moment. Wow 125 though is closing in nicely on XOG for that 4th position. So with 5 laps remaining, we may still see a battle on track yet. Not to mention this battle between Windy and Rufel. Windy sets a 129.299. Windy obviously wants this win. If he could just break out of the 1 second interval gap time that we give him a break from the DRS that Ruffle is constantly able to tap into multiple times per lap. Ruffle looked like he got a wee bit sideways there, but keeping the gap under half a second at this time. And these guys are on incredible pace at the moment on 12 lap old medium tires, although Wendy has a little bit of an advantage. His tires are one lap less old, if that makes sense. While 125 is closing in massively on XMG, so we'll keep an eye on that. But look at Ruffle, he's got this gap still down to 0.3. All it takes is one mistake from Wendy. Oh yeah, managed to hold on to that corner there. I think Keeper Manson back there moved up to 14th position, but another battle is looking like it's shaping up for a pass is WA125 on XOG. WA125 opens DRS and XOG covering the inside line. WA125 not able to maximize his length. There's got another 3-second time penalty. That is not going to help him. He's in 9th position. I wonder if he will be able to keep in the points despite those time penalties. He is on those softer tires, so he is going to have faster pace potentially than the guys ahead of him. While 125 looks like XOG is just covering off the inside line constantly, which is able to hold Wall 125 at bay, but Wall 125 gets a good exit here. And we're onto a DRS, a very short DRS straight on G with another time penalty. And look at the DRS, while 125 looks like he has a pass made before the corner is over, and that indeed is the case as while 125 moves up to 4th position on track. So this is it. Closest battle on track at the moment. I wonder if XOG is going to try the switcheroo on the back finish straight with this DRS open. Looks like he's too far back, 0.6. Yeah, he is too far back. Ruffle puts in a 129.28, so he is still pushing. There's 2 laps left in this race. Let's follow the top 2 guys. This is high level racing. There's not much in it between these 2 guys. These are 2 of the best SOR has to offer. And with 3 laps remaining, it's all to play for. Neither one of these guys, I believe, has a time penalty, which is in itself quite amazing given the pace and the amount of battling they've been doing with each other. I think we'll just remain on board with these 2 guys. And I realize now that I've had the Wendy driver to watch image on display for most of this race, but it seems like it was a premonition, because Wendy has controlled this race from the start. But it ain't over yet. We'll ride on board with Ruffle as he sets yet another fastest lap. He's got the gap down to 0.2, 0.1. May well try to send it up the inside. No, he goes for the outside line. He's switching in for the to get that better exit. Oh, and he is very close now, 0.1. We're heading into a DRS zone. This could be critical when he again protects the inside line. But if Ruffle is able to maintain, Wendy making it as hard as possible for Ruffle, and just rightly he wants this win badly. Ruffle still 0.2 behind. I mean, the fact that these guys have kept this so tight for so long, it defies belief at this point. As we are on the penultimate lap, 0.3 behind. Ruffle again opens DRS. Closes in a little bit. Is it enough to go down the inside? He goes down the inside line. And Wendy looks like he's cut him off. Yep, Wendy protecting that inside line once again. Ruffle choosing just to stick with the rest of the line. Ruffle sticks it down the inside. He's got the inside for the final set of corners. And Ruffle takes a position. And I believe Ruffle will actually have DRS in this start-finish straight. But yes, Ruffle is up to first. We have seen a change of position at the top of the field as Wendy is right behind him. And he's not able to take back the position. This is the final lap. It's all to play for. Martin G as DNF'd, but we cannot see that right now. We want to stay on board with Wendy. As Wendy drops back, he's 0.5 behind already. He's got the DRS. He's down to 0.3. And this exit from the slow right-hander is going to be crucial as they head towards Cops. Ruffle is pulling out an advantage 0.6. Oh, and Wendy just having to lift a little bit there. It might cost him a little bit of time. He's keeping it to 0.5. On the wider line there. Oh, and just easing her in. Oh, getting a little bit of the front wheel on dirt. But it looks like Ruffle has done all he needs to. Wendy is too far back even though he has access to the DRS. And that is going to be frustrating. What a frustrating race for Wendy. But fair play to Wendy and Ruffle for providing us with such an entertaining battle throughout this race. Well done to Ruffle. What a race from Ruffle. Martin S across the line. He's 9 seconds behind. Just was not able to maintain and match the pace of the two Force Indias up ahead. And we've got Wow cross finish line in 4th, drops down to 5th on time penalty. So XOG is actually 4th. Master is 5th, so Wow actually dropped down 2 positions. Marcel CSGO crosses the line in 7th, Alencer in 8th. Yoko in the points has a lot of time penalties. I wonder if he'll maintain that position. He's down to 10th and 11th, so TZ Bro takes that final 10 position. So quiet race from Pixel and TZ Bro with some points on the offering there. Great to see. Even though Magnussen wasn't able to recover from those early problems. 22nd laps on the hard compound. What a great race! What a great race! I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Okay, so just trying to unwind there. That was a very entertaining race. Obviously, the battle up at the top there was just like the gap between Ruffle and Wendy throughout that race. I don't think it went over 1 second of an interval between the two of them. So I'm actually going to try and see if I can get Ruffle on board for a chat. I would love to hear from him and get his take on such a great race. You see the time penalties there. So yeah, we got XOG at 3 second time penalties, Duelmaster 6, Wow125. We saw him drop down a few positions there, but that's because sorry, Wow125 is 6 second time penalty, not Duelmaster. Duelmaster had 0 penalties, so Clean races from Rufo, Windy, and Duelmaster, as well as Morrison, Keeper Meissen, and Don Alexi. Uh, so great stuff there. Very, very good. And
Good evening.
hello, sir. Welcome. You're live on the SOR broadcast. What a race, man. I really enjoyed that. I mean, I didn't really get any chance to look at anyone else's race because you guys were just so close. I mean, I think the gap was under a second for pretty much the whole race between you and Wendy. Yeah, so give us your point of view. Like, how did it go for you, and what was your thinking throughout the race?
Yeah, the first couple of laps, um, I was gonna like, yeah, Windy got pole, and he's gonna drive away as usual. And I was keeping up on him, like, is this guy sandbagging or what is he doing? And then Martins came behind me and put pressure on me, so I was like, I'm gonna get past. But it didn't go well the first times. Um, I don't know why Windy was so slow, or if I was fast, because he's faster than me anyway.
Yep.
I'm so shaky. What the fuck?
I bet. I'm kind of shaking, and I was just watching it. Yes, I can believe how close you were, like the whole race, and like even in the last stint, you kind of broke away from Marv's and SN. I think you finished about 10 seconds ahead of him, but you were kind of nailing the best lap times. So I could really see you were pushing the car and you wanted that win. Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure. Was there any team orders at play? I mean, have you talked to Wendy before? Were you talking to him during the race or anything?
No, I was sitting in the voice chat for split one
Oh, right,
and
okay.
memeing with these guys.
Well, man, I'm very, very impressed. That was great stuff to see. Yeah, I kind of need to. I always say this after a race, but I mean that was something else. Like I say,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to really look for the rest of the field much because the closest battle was always used two guys at the top, and it just I have a thing where if I was to move away, I just knew there was going to be some change of position, I'll miss something, so I pretty much stuck with you guys the whole time. So enjoy watching that back. It was
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
is it would I be right in saying that that's one of your favorite tracks to race on?
I mean, I like the track, but I think I'm slow at it because at all the other tracks I'm like top 90 on time trial, and this one is like top 120. But I like driving around it, and I'm not that fast around it. I always lose, uh, coming third or fourth
All
at the
right.
other
Okay.
leagues.
Okay. Well, yeah. Great result from you today, man. It looks like you've finally cracked Silverstone then, because
Yeah.
that was almost flawless from start to finish.
Mhm.
I was kind of waiting, for Magus and Baggets, like you get that exit onto the start finish or the
Yeah.
back straight, and I was just waiting for one of you to make a mistake, and then for the race to fall apart for whoever made the mistake, but no one made a mistake at all.
Yeah,
It
I
was
did.
incredible. Well,
I did a small.
yeah, I saw a wee bit of dirt getting kicked up, but it was just like marginal. I mean, you just about got
Yeah.
away with it.
It was like I was one gear too high and I couldn't steer, and I solved that issue later on. I noticed that.
Well, good stuff, man. And thanks for joining us on the chat. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really cleared it with Maple yet, but if I'm allowed to call driver of the day or anything like that, but I mean, I think it goes without saying that you're definitely, you would definitely get my vote for today, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks again for joining us on chat. I'll speak to you later, dude.
Thank you.
All the best. So there we have it. Rufal takes Silverstone. Very interesting to hear that that's not, he doesn't think he's that fast on that circuit. I'm gonna see if I can get an interview with Marson. Let me see. That'd be great to hear from the third placed driver from today. Let me just start a call with him.
Hello.
Hello, Marson. How's it going? That was some race from you, boy.
Uh, That was quite possibly the best race the whole season for me.
It was great to watch, honestly. Like I was saying to Rufo, I just had him on the chat there, that I couldn't keep my eyes of the top two guys, or like well, for the first part of it, it was the top three guys, yourself included, and then for the latter part, they broke away a bit from you. I think after that pit stop,
Yeah,
they had a bit of a gap on you. So were you struggling a bit on those medium tires?
it wasn't that I was struggling the mediums. When I was keeping up with them, I was I was basically relying on the slipstream to keep behind them,
Mm,
which was working well. But then for the second stint, I had to fuel save for the whole thing, and my DRS was also broken, so that didn't help.
broken, so it wouldn't work at all. No.
No, no, not at all.
You don't happen to know what happened to Don Alexi? Because he dropped way back, in the latter part of the race.
Yeah, he had a power outage mid karma, and
Oh.
he didn't return for the rest of the race. We would have had a pretty easy 3-4, I'd say.
Yeah, it was looking
So
good for it,
very
yeah.
decent points.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great race to call, man. As you probably can hear in my voice, I'm loaded with man flu, and
Yeah,
I was 50-50 whether I would call this race, but I'm so glad I did now. Um, but yeah, very good, man. Very good race from yourself, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that one back. I mean, just to appreciate the Force India guys, like how close they were racing.
yeah.
Um,
I was really
especially,
hoping for contact between them so I could catch up, but
yeah.
that didn't happen.
Yeah, I was just waiting for one guy. Like, I mean, the amount of pressure all three of you guys, like especially Wendy, would have been under was incredible. Like, I know I definitely would have cracked, but somehow I was able to just keep it together, even though Rufel was at times like zero point 0.2 seconds behind him for laps on end. It's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, thanks again for joining us on the call, and congrats on third. Very well
Thank
deserved,
you.
mate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, take it easy, mate. All the best.
You too.
And I think that about concludes it for now, but I'm just going to have a look at the driver standings. So, Rufel and Wendy heading into this race today, we're at 79 points apiece. So, Rufel will take 25 points for this race and will move into the lead in the driver standings. I believe, let's see, Morrison S will, I would say he would move up a few positions. He's currently down in 8th, 7th, 8th. So he will jump up the standings a good bit there. So I'll be interested to see how the standings work themselves out at this point. Force India and the constructors are 158 points with Mercedes 85 points behind, so they'll further cement that. I mean, that is going to be a huge lead in the constructors. It's going to be hard for anyone to break that lead at this time. So, yeah, I mean, the driver championship could well go down to the wire between Rufel and Wendy. We saw how closely paced they are, and I'm sure Wendy is going to want to come back. I believe the next race is in Italy, Monza. So no doubt Wendy will want to come back and seek revenge on his teammate. Um, so yes, what an incredible race. What a race indeed. Thank you for joining us. We will hopefully be back next week. I hope to have my co-commentator on the line with me, Mo. Um, until then, take care and thanks for watching. Bye now.